Hi everyone, welcome to weeks 4 and 5 of your class. So I hope weeks 1 through 3 weren't too overwhelming for you. I know talking about legislation can be intimidating, but I think for the most part, many of you have really shown that your understanding has grown over the past 3 weeks. So I appreciate all of your work the first 3 weeks, and now we're ready to jump into talking about how to support children with specific diagnoses. So week 4, you'll see that we are going to be talking about children with visual impairments and some supports for children with visual impairments and blindness. And then week 5, we're going to jump to talking about how to support children with hearing impairment and deafness. So I'm going to start opening 2 weeks at a time, and I will do one navigation video for 2 weeks. So let's go ahead and jump into week 4's overview and the assignments within it. So for this week, you'll see that there are a few assignments for you to do. We'll start with a Play Pause It lecture quiz looking at vision impairment. So this will be due on Sunday. You will be able to take your time completing it, but I do hope that you will really use the information to guide your understanding of how to support children with visual impairment. Next, you have a watch and respond assignment and your discussion for the week, which is actually an active discussion where you're going to be looking for visual impairment resources. So as usual, your discussion post, your initial post is going to be due on Friday, and your responses to 2 peers will be due on Sunday. So let's jump into this discussion. So again, you will have to post before you see any other posts from your peers. So if you don't see anything, that's because you have to post first. So don't fret. It might just be that you haven't posted yet, and that's why you don't see everyone. But if you post and you still don't see everyone, you might be the very first person to post in the class. So don't fret if that's the case either. Okay, so what I'd like you to do for this assignment is I'd like you to practice learning how to search for resources, and specific to children with visual impairments for this week. So you're going to be using just like the Google search engine, and you're going to look for professional recommendations. So not just any person saying this is how you support children with visual impairments. I want you to look for professional websites, articles, or blogs that talk about how to support children with visual impairment or blindness. So once you locate your resource, what I'd like you to do is copy and paste the link. So the link would be like this up here, and you're going to post it into your initial post, and then you're going to write a 250-word summary of what you learned from the resource you chose. So that's the initial post that's due by Friday, and then in your responses to peers, I would like to have you check out their resource. So maybe it is that you're responding with, I didn't see this information in the resource I chose, or my resource talked about similar supports. And so you're really just comparing and contrasting the resources each of you posted. My suggestion is to look for posts that have differing resources than you chose, so you have more to write about. Okay, and that is due Sunday at 11:59. Your watch and respond assignment. So for this assignment, what I'm going to have you do is click on this YouTube video, and it's an incredible video of this really amazing program that supports children with vision impairment. And so what I'd like you to do is, as you're watching the video or after you watch the video, I'd like you to really see how this program addresses each of these domains. Even though musical intelligence isn't a specific domain, they have so many incredible resources to support children in musicality that I would like you to address this. So for each of these, I want you to be very specific. So for gross motor, what do you see specifically? Don't just tell me that there are activities that support gross motor development. What activities specifically did you see, and how do these activities support gross motor? Okay, and same for all of the rest of the domains listed. And I'll go to our next activity, which is your Play Pause It study lecture, and that is due Sunday night as well. So that is week 4. Now week 5, we're going to jump into hearing impairment and deafness. And your assignments for this week, you'll have your Play Pause It study quiz. You'll have your discussion looking at closed captioning. You'll have a YouTube video search and an article and video reading and response. So again, same rules for your discussion. Your initial responses due on Friday. Your responses to your peers are due by Sunday. Okay, so let's go to each specific assignment. This isn't connected to an assignment per se, but this video is really helpful to understand how hearing works, so that when you do come across a child who has a hearing impairment and you are looking at some physical anomalies, you can really recognize why that has affected the child's hearing. Okay. For your discussion this week, I'm really excited about it because it's another active discussion. So what I'd like you to do is watch TV. Yes, you heard me right. You're going to watch your favorite television show. This could be a Netflix show. This could be a show on YouTube. This could be however you watch television. You are going to watch your favorite show, but with no sound at all. And instead, what I want you to do is only use the closed captions. So no sound, just closed captions. In your main discussion post, I want you to tell me about your experience. So what was different about it? Did you have any feelings as you were watching? Did you watch with someone else? What was their reaction? And then I want you to connect it to how these feelings might influence a child with hearing impairment in the classroom specifically. Okay, so that's your initial post, and then you're going to respond to the experiences of 2 other students. Okay. Now, for your YouTube video search, what you're going to do here is you're going to find me 3 different videos on YouTube. Each video is going to represent each of these types of communication. So one video describing or giving an example of cued speech, another one of babbling in sign language, and another one of American Sign Language or ASL. So once you have located the video for each of these categories, what you're going to do is copy the link for that video and paste it into a Word document. So your Word document is going to have 3 different links, and under each link, you're going to write me a 3 to 5 sentence description. Okay, so that is that assignment. Now, for your pros and cons of cochlear implants, what you're going to do is click on this link, and it's going to take you to an article, and within the article, you're also going to see 2 videos. Please make sure that you are doing this assignment in completion. So I'm going to check in your response that you have really included information about both videos and the article that you have read. So I do expect that you'll write about 1 to 2 pages, and so I want you to not only summarize the TED Talks and the article, but I want you to also give me a little bit of reflection. So summarize and reflect. Okay. And then lastly is your Play Pause It study lectures. And then you have finished your week 5. Yay! So I hope you have a great couple weeks talking about visual impairment and hearing impairment. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. Have a great couple of weeks.